Hello, my name is Max, and I have a problem. Recently, we went out and visited some family, destroyed a couple of computers during that process. It was great fun. You should go check out that video here. And during that trip, I did two things that I haven't done in quite a while. One, I attended a musical concert, and two, I rode on an airplane, twice. There and back. And something that I learned during that trip was just how uncomfortable it is to sit in those kinds of chairs, all scrunched in together. You've got no room to move your elbow, your knees anywhere. You just gotta like keep your legs pressed together, but it stinks because anatomy. There's gotta be a better solution to this. I don't know what I'm doing, but I have an idea. Okay, hold on, let me grab it, one sec. So, here's the idea. Normally, legs spread out too much. It's very comfortable for the person who's sitting, not so comfortable for the person who's sitting next to you. This is better. Your legs are closer together, you're not rubbing knees with anybody, it's cozy. But again, your muscles kind of get tired here, kind of in this area. You know, not necessarily in this area, but more like over here and over here. This isn't making it any better. Okay, so here's the idea. I'm gonna sew in straps around the sides of the legs so they can clip together in the center. You've got two straps, one for each leg, and this would be like a male strap and then a female strap and then a male strap and a female strap. And when you're walking around, you can clip them together and they remain totally separate. But then when you wanna sit somewhere, like let's say you're riding public transportation or getting in an airplane, you can then unclip your straps, tuck them together in top and bottom or just top. Your legs are just held together by this little strap. You can just focus on the music or your audiobook or whatever it is that you're doing and not worry about rubbing knees with your next door neighbor. When I did this look online to find anti-manspreading pants, I found things that were not helpful. These will actually solve the problem. Believe me, it's gonna be perfect, okay? So, all right, so I got these. They came as a whole kit, plenty of plastic buckles here, and it came with a whole roll of nylon straps, whatever you want to call this. It was great. It was quite inexpensive. Look, don't look at me that way. This is a good investment. This is a solid. Second thing that I got, pair of old pants from Eddie Bauer, not sponsored. Eddie Bauer, you want to get in on this? Call me. Going back to the design here, the rough idea would be, you know, these straps need to be hanging out kind of above the knee. One issue there is that when you're walking around, your knees are kind of the most likely place for your legs to bump together. They're gonna clack together every time that you walk by. Now, some of you may be asking, why don't you just have a strap that you carry with you and then you can apply that at any time? You would only have to use one of these buckles and you could just pull it out of your pocket and deploy it. So we're gonna be very careful with how we apply the straps on the underside of the knees. I think this is gonna be a great project. It's a great idea, and we're gonna put it together now. Rather than trying to measure the pants and figure out where everything was supposed to go, I just put the pants on and then put tape where I thought the strap should go to make it a little easier. Obviously, you'll have to go through the same kind of process for every pair of pants that you are gonna be working with. I'm just gonna line them up here to make sure that they're, you know, take the average kind of the two. So now they're more or less lined up. Doesn't have to be exactly perfect. So now I'm gonna roll up the legs here so we can get easy access to this little patch here. I'm just gonna be using this nylon strapping and sewing it all together using my handy dandy bath salts. Everybody should have something like this where you've got spare buttons, needles. Rather than having to make two sewing adjustments to make it all work, why don't I just pre-loop this end here and then just sew this section in here where the tape is, and then I can have this come out and have it attached to the strap as, you know, as you might need. I think that's gonna work great. I just now need to figure out where on the back of the leg this is supposed to go so that I can make sure that I have that cut appropriately. So this is the dead middle of the back of the legs. So I'm just going to put a little more tape here. Yeah, we want it to be center. So we've got our two spots, where we're gonna be sewing in the strap and where we want the immovable loop portion of the clip to go. It's better to do it this way than to have to sew twice. As is probably obvious, everything that I've learned here is through trial and error. So this is some button craft extra strong threading here. I always like using the extra strong because I tend to be difficult on my clothes. I'm gonna take up a nice big chunk of this here because thread is cheap and I don't know how much I'm gonna need to do this. I hate this part. Ooh, damn it, fuck. Oh. Yes, yes. Okay, there we go. All right, yeah, this is way more than I need. Ordinarily, I would tie these two loose ends of the thread together, and I'm probably gonna do that now, but I've seen people suggest that you don't need to do that. If you wanna learn to sew, go to a seamstress, okay? I'm kinda thinking I'm gonna do like a box shape on this, because that's kind of what I've seen before. Like, you can see they make kind of a box, and then they stitch it with a little X. And I just stab myself with the other needle, so I'm gonna pull that one out. Yank you through, all right. Would this be easier with a sewing machine? Probably, but I don't know because I don't have one. Here we go, the first sew job. It looks awful. Absolutely horrid. Just the worst thing that I've ever seen, but I did it. So, victory. Something like this. I'm sure that's fine. Cut that off. And because this is all nylon, this will really help to seal it in. Do this in a place with open air, not inside of a closed air studio that doesn't have any ventilation. Right. Okay. So first I thread that through the buckle, and then I thread this guy through the clip. Send that back down that way, and I send it back over the buckle, over and under. And now we have something that's adjustable. And it clips in on the buckle, look at that! Okay, let's try it out. Okay, so, seems to be doing all right. I can see it's got that little clip down there. Clip back over here. Let's undo that so I can tighten it up. And it certainly holds in place okay. I think I've probably, oh, but you know what? Yeah. What if, instead of having a whole loop, I just had a single thing? Like look, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you just have a little thing here, and then it just dangles off and it looks stupid, but I think that's the better option because you don't need all this material to have it loop around and do all that stuff. You just need the little bit to be like right here. Okay, yeah, we're gonna do that right now. All right, let's throw these on, see how they fit. Okay, so here I am, I'm at a conference, I'm at a performance or whatever, and I need to get comfortable. I want to be conscientious to my neighbors. So I undo this buckle, I bring it over, I tighten it up until it is as cozy as I want it to be. The only way to see how perfect it is to go out and into the world. Wow, what can I say? These pants worked great. They were comfortable to wear while I was walking around, they weren't encumbersome, it was relatively easy to clip and unclip the buckles that held my legs together. But the question is really, was it worth the effort? All in all, I'd say these are a win, but have a very specific niche use case. They're sewn into a pair of pants, so regardless of whether you are using them in the moment or whether you might use them in the future, they're always with you. As much fun as it was to walk around town with these, I don't know that I would be comfortable wearing them to a more formal occasion. Thank you all for watching. That's all I have for you today. If you like this video, please get subscribed, click the like button, leave a comment. What was your favorite part of these pants? Are they stupid? They're really stupid, aren't they? Look, don't argue with me on this. They're really good, they're great. Links and bits of information are in the what's it down below, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye. Okay, so I literally just made a strap that wasn't sewn to a pair of pants, and it is significantly better. Don't sew it to a pair of pants. That was a stupid thing to do. This is a much better solution.